So this welcome flow blueprint that I'm going to run over in this video has routinely generated upwards of 25% of my clients' total Klaviyo revenue. In this video I'm going to be running over the blueprint we use to consistently generate this flow personalised for each client and how you can do the same for your brand. So first things first, my name's Josh. For the last 2 years I've been running an email marketing agency. I've been creating, studying and iterating upon different welcome flows in different niches for my various clients. And this video is going to be perfect for you if you've been struggling to see consistent KPIs with your welcome flow. You're seeing it underperform, you're seeing people on Twitter saying how good their welcome flows perform and you just can't seem to generate the results you need. So in this video, you're going to get a plug and play blueprint that you can customize for your brand and iterate upon over the course of a few months to get the perfect welcome flow for you. So that's enough of the intro, let's get straight into the document and see what we can do. Okay, so just before we get into the video, I just want to say this document is completely free for you to use. I'm going to link it at the top of the description, so feel free to go ahead and use it as reference for your welcome flow in the future. First thing I want to touch on is why you should listen to me, because I'm sure there's a lot of people making YouTube videos that don't have results or don't have proof, they're just going off theory. So I just want to go over these few screenshots here. So as you can see, the circle is where we implemented the welcome flow, a very similar welcome flow to the one I'm going to be going over in this video. This is where we actually implemented it. So if I just open this up, you can see where they were before, around 4K, and then just completely blew up afterwards. And then again, similar story here, except this one didn't really have any emails at all. So as you can see, we went from a few sales here, and then the flow came in, as you can see, just completely exploded. So why is your welcome flow so important? So I've seen accounts where the welcome flow alone takes up 25% of total revenue. Okay, so this just goes to show how much of a huge portion of your email revenue is coming from the welcome flow. So it can take anywhere from 15% all the way up to 25% of your total Klaviyo revenue. So if you get this wrong, you could be missing out on a quarter of your email revenue. So as you can see here, you got about 50% coming from campaigns, ideally 35% coming from your other flows, and then 15% coming from one flow. So we want to make sure that we get this right. So one last thing I want to touch on that does make the welcome flow so important is just the fact that it makes the most of your welcome offer. So you've put all this effort into making your pop-up form, converting traffic on your site, offering them a discount or a 2-for-1 offer, and then if you're just sending them one email, chances are they're not going to convert, or most of them won't convert. So the whole idea of the welcome flow is to send multiple emails, mapping out the customer journey, letting people learn who you are, what you sell, how you do it, everything like that. You want to get people really brought into the brand over the course of a few emails. You don't just want to be sending them one email saying, here's your discount code. So here's the outline of the flow that we're going to be running through. As you can see, 67 emails. If I just open this up in a new tab here, you can see clearer. So obviously you got your website pop-up form, moving down into email 1, email 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to be running through every email in depth with some examples and giving you an idea of why I chose these emails and sort of the angle you want to approach it from. So starting off with email 1, the brand welcome plus your welcome offer. So the goal of this email is to deliver the recipient the welcome offer in the most succinct way possible. You do not want to be crowded, you don't want to be giving unnecessary information. You want to give a brief intro to the brand, highlight any unique selling propositions, and then give some products. So how are we going to do this? So like I said, we do not want to crowd the hero section. We want to include a short intro to the brand or infographic section that highlights brand USPs, unique offerings, stuff like that in the middle of the email. And then at the bottom of the email, we want to give a product section so people can actually see what you sell and have a route to your site. So if we go over some examples here, as you can see, we've got a clear hero section and call to action. 2 different welcome emails here. So on the left, we have a USP section going over a bestseller. On the right, we've got a brand intro, so just a few paragraphs saying who we are, what we do, all that sort of thing. And as you can see, a product section at the bottom. So yeah, that's the goal with the first email, just trying to deliver the discount in a succinct way and give people an introduction to the brand. So moving into email 2, this is an optional email in my opinion. This is why I said 6 to 7 emails long, but this is just an about the brand, a brand story email. So the goal is to get people brought into the mission of the brand, give an introduction to the founders. We want to build rapport with people, put a face to the brand, if you will. So yeah, how are we going to do this? We're going to give a personal message that feels human, feels like an actual person has written it, not some ChatGPT garbage. We want to make it feel like the owner of the brand has written this email personally. We want to go over how the brand got started out, the mission statement, plans for the future, all these things here, and then a reminder of the discount at the bottom. So as you can see with some examples, The headline with the image of the founders, just to put a face to the brand, like I said. We're going to talk about the brand's mission and plans moving forward with some cool graphics going on, just so it's not one big block of text. That's something you don't want to get wrong, is just a big block of text in this email. You do want to break it up with some images and some graphics, and then a product section or just a call to action with a reminder of your offer. So if I go ahead and open this up in a new tab, actually, I just want to show you what I mean. We don't just want big blocks of text. We do want to break it up with graphics and cool images. And as you can see at the bottom as well, we haven't got a product section, but we do have a reminder of the discount. So yeah, that's what we want to do with email 2. So moving into email 3, here we have a sort of product showcase. So there's a few different angles you can take with this, but the overall goal is we want to promote the brand's products and set them apart from the rest of the market, because if you're selling something like supplements, for example, there's 1,000 supplement brands out there, so you do want to try to set yourself apart as best as possible. So you want to give people a reason to actually believe in your product over others. So like I said, there's many different angles you can approach this email with. Product focuses, where you outline the best sellers and talk about USPs and different options. That's a good way to go about it. Individual product promotions, where you create a short sales proposition for each product, and then sort of us versus them style promotions. You may have seen them before, sort of like a table, where we're saying us compared to our competitors. So if we go over some examples here, again, we've got a clean hero section, which isn't crowded, with the products on display. And then as you can see here, this is what I was talking about with the different options. So if I go ahead and open this up, as you can see on the left, we've got the sales proposition for each product individually, and then on the right hand side we've sort of got the us versus them angle, where we're just going over why we're better than the competitors. And then we also want to go into a product section once again with a reminder of the discount. A common theme throughout all these emails will be we need to remind people of the discount, because people aren't thinking about your brand as much as you want to. As much as you want them to. People open up their inbox and for all they know it's just a random campaign. So we need to make sure that they're being reminded of the welcome offer. So yeah, that's everything for email 3, just a general product promotion, a few different angles you can go at it, but yeah, we're just trying to get people to believe in the product. So moving into email 4, we've got a strict offer reminder. So this isn't doing a lot. This email is just here to, like I mentioned on the previous section, we just need to make sure people know they still have their welcome offer available to them. So we want to keep this one simple, focus on the offer. But yeah, some examples here, as you can see, urgency created in the hero section. Don't forget your 10% off, 15% off, like we're making it very obvious what this email is about. And then just the product section, slightly more in depth, but yeah, and then a reminder of the discount at the end. So moving into email 5, we've got a social proof style email. So again, the goal with this is just trying to handle any objections that people may still have. You've already sent 4 emails. If someone hasn't purchased by now, they either 1, just genuinely do not want anything from you, or 2, they've still got some underlying objections to your brand or to your products. So that's what we're trying to do with this email. We're just trying to make sure people understand that we are safe, reputable, people know who we are, and we do what we say we do, basically. So we want to show relevant social proof graphics. What I mean by this is any other graphics that aren't just reviews, we want to show these here. And then we want to find reviews and testimonials for a common objection that we find with a product. So we don't just want to pick random testimonials from our website. We want to find ones that target a specific problem that people may have. So actually longer testimonials work better in this email. You might think that a few sentences is what all people are going to read, because people don't read emails in general. But if someone's looking through this email, they want to know sort of why they should trust you. So you want to give longer testimonials, make sure people can see a story. So I was here, the product helped me get to here. So yeah, longer testimonials in this section work really well. So as you can see with some examples, just completely basic here. We are just running over some social proof at the top, some more reviews in the bottom, and then a reminder of a discount. So yeah, really basic email here. The main thing we want to focus on is those targeted testimonials. Okay, coming towards the end of the flow here now. Email 6, 24 hours left email. So the whole idea of this email is just to drive urgency for your welcome offer. Let people know that it's expiring soon, whether it's 24 hours, 2 days, 10 hours, however long it is. We want to put an actual time amount to the welcome offer. So regardless of how long it is, we want to say how long we've got left. So like I said, this is just trying to drive urgency. So sort of like email 4, we're just giving a concise hero image with a call to action and then some products at the bottom. So as you can see, similar to email 4, just really succinct, saying this is how long you've got left. Also what you can do, if you want to add some more testimonials into this email, you can do so, or some unused social proof material, you can use that in this email too. Okay, so the final email, email 7, this is one of my favorite emails in the whole flow, just to send on any account actually, in any flow. We're going to send this
24 hours after the last email, or however long we said we've got left. So if you said in the last email that you got 2 days left, you're going to send this 2 days later. So this email will be text-based email. The idea is that it's a personal touch, a personal note from the founder. You're just saying, look, we saw you didn't use your welcome offer. That's completely fine. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out and ask us. So yeah, we're just trying to give that personal connection from the founder. So how are we going to go about doing this? We want to thank people for signing up, talk a little bit about the brand's future, and then if you want, this is something that I like to do. I want to extend the discount for a few more hours or another day, just to say, look, we noticed you haven't used it yet. Seeing as how you're new, we're gonna extend it for you. So again, just trying to give that personal touch. So as you can see, some examples here. I'm not going to run through them in this video. If you want to read them, feel free to just go ahead and grab the doc from the description, and you can have a look in a bit more depth there. But yeah, like I said, we're just giving a personal thank you, extending the discount, and then giving a shop now. So that runs through all the emails in the flow. As you can see, we've got a goal and something that we're actually trying to achieve with each email. We're not just throwing in random emails. So just before I close out, I've got a little bit of a pro tip. Now you've got a blueprint for a welcome flow that you can go ahead and make for your brand and plug straight into Klaviyo, and it'll work well. However, this is not a one and done type of thing. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, the welcome flow is where you can realize a lot of revenue. So you want to make sure you get this nailed. Obviously, every brand is different, so we want to be testing with this flow. So you want to do A/B tests on things like subject lines, products listed. So if you're a brand with loads of products, you want to be testing different products, try some unorthodox options, try some things that maybe you don't even sell a lot of. You just want to try those out in these emails. Another thing that's really good to test is the actual welcome offer. So this will mainly be tested in your pop-up form. So say you're running a 5% off discount now, maybe you want to switch that to a buy two, get one free style offer and see which one works. Or if you want to stick with the 5% offer, you can just change the pop-up form as like a mystery discount or a spin to win wheel style pop-up form. So there's many different ways you can go about this, but this is probably the highest leverage test you've got, is your welcome offer itself. So even if all the emails stayed the same, you just change the welcome offer, this is where you can realize a lot of that revenue and also higher submit rate on your pop-up forms. And then again, one last thing you want to test is the order of the emails in this flow. So obviously I've laid it out in a certain way, you might want to try it in a different way. And then also time delays in between your emails, that's something that you can sort of mess around with. Normally I like to go 1 day in between each email, which is something I didn't touch on. People are brand new, you want to be messaging them basically every day. You can add some 2 days in there, but yeah, mainly 1 day. So just a quick note to finish off, if you have seen success with a certain style of email or a certain email in your welcome flow already, don't just disregard that and switch to this. Make sure you test it. Like I mentioned, like every brand's different. You want to be testing emails that have worked for you, emails that you think may work. Obviously, this is what's worked for me and what's worked for my clients, but you might have something different that you think might work. Test it. Maybe it works better. All right, so that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you got some value from it. Like I said, this doc is completely free for you to steal in the description, so you can go ahead and look at the examples in a bit more detail. Just one last thing before I close out. My brand is currently offering brands that qualify a completely free welcome flow. So if you've gone over this whole video and you think it looks great, but you don't have time or you don't want to do it yourself, we'll do it for you completely for free. So if you're wondering why it's free and all the details with it, you can go ahead and hit this button, and you can come over to our website and you can learn some more about who we are, what we do, and you can see some testimonials, and most importantly, you probably want to know why we're giving this away for free, because it sounds a bit too good to be true. So yeah, you can see all that on our website. So yeah, that's everything for this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.